What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. I'm going to be sharing my mobility routine, so some exercises that I like to do before my lifts, before I work out, for upper body and lower body, core work, all of that. But I'm also throwing in some mobility tests to see if there are areas that you need to work on your mobility. I think that mobility is something that a lot of us when we're younger don't really think about, but it's something that our body really needs to focus on because it's a huge part of injury prevention. So think about your body 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, even 30 years from now. The way that you treat it now is going to show in those later years. So we want to just take the best care that we can of our body, and I'm going to be sharing some things to help you get more flexible, help you work on mobility and functional work so that you can help improve your lifts, get better range of motion, and get a lot more out of your workouts. When it comes to my mobility routine, I usually always warm up, usually about 5 minutes, either jump roping on the Stairmaster, doing an incline walk, and then I'll move into dynamic exercises. I like to use a band and do pull-aparts. I like to use a PVC pipe or a band and do these dislocations. This is one of my favorite exercises, and I never skip this on an upper body day. I also love to do arm swings, just get the blood flowing and moving in my body, and I love to do rotations. I grab 2 little plates and just do a bunch of exercises, getting my shoulders ready. I always do rotations before any shoulder day. When it comes to lower body, again, I always do like a 5-minute warm up, either jump roping on the Stairmaster or on an incline walk. I love doing the scoop and ladles. I love doing butt kicks, helps get my quads ready. Any dynamic movement is going to be fire. Those hip openers that I just did, leg swings, bringing blood to your body, prepping it so that you can react fast and so that you're not going to tear a muscle. These lateral lunges are probably the biggest game changer. I love doing these so much. They help stretch out my groin and my hips. And then last but not least is the 90-90 stretch, another classic. There are a lot of shoulder mobility tests. This is just one that I am going to demonstrate. You should be able to reach your arms behind you and be able to at least touch your fingertips on both sides. There might be imbalances, and that just shows that one side is more flexible than the other, and you can work to fix those imbalances. If you can't touch your fingers, then this should be a goal, and you can start introducing some shoulder mobility exercises. There are a ton of exercises that you can do. One of them can be the cross arm stretch, and this helps target your rotator cuff muscles, and you should be able to feel a good stretch in your rear shoulders. Arm swings are also a great exercise to add in. This is a dynamic exercise, so it helps increase the blood flow to your shoulder joint. And doing this exercise as part of a warm-up before doing any upper body work can really help improve your mobility and flexibility in your shoulders and upper back. Shoulder pass-throughs, also known as dislocations, are also another great exercise to help increase your joint mobility while still engaging the surrounding muscles of your shoulder. You can use a little PVC pipe if your gym has that, or even a resistance band. I use that too sometimes. To do this exercise, make sure you're engaging your core, and you'll slowly raise the pipe over and above your head, keeping your arms straight. And then as you go backwards, just go as far as comfortable. The more that you do this, the more flexible you will be able to get, and the better range of motion you will get so that you can bring it back down further. I also like to bring it down side to side sometimes just for an extra little stretch. Banded pull-aparts are a fantastic exercise to include in your routine, especially for warming up before an upper body day. These really help get your shoulders activated, warmed up, and ready to go before you start heading into your lifts. You definitely see me doing these all the time. I never skip these on an upper body day warm-up. Rotations are also great. This is something that I add into every upper body day, especially when I'm working shoulders. These can help improve your shoulders' range of motion and also help reduce the risk on the joint. If your goal is longevity and to have a nice healthy body for the rest of your life, you definitely need to warm up and include mobility exercises. Another trouble area when it comes to mobility are hips and ankles. So a simple way that you can test that, just do a simple air squat. See, hey, can I hip parallel? Am I able to go completely 90, or am I getting a tightness in my hip? Are my heels coming off the floor when I'm doing a squat? If they are, then you know that you need to work on ankle mobility. So when you've done these tests, you can kind of assess and say, okay, I do need to work on these things. This is why I'm having a hard time hitting parallel. Or you're realizing it's attached to your mobility and you're not getting the full range of motion. So again, here are some exercises that you can do to help with ankle mobility as well as hip mobility. One of the most effective hip mobility exercises is called the 90-90 stretch. To do this, get your lead leg and it should be directly in front of you, bent at 90 degrees. Line it up with your heel. Then your trail leg should be to the side, also bent to 90 degrees with your heel lining up with your back leg. Then you're going to switch and rotate. You can add this extension in at the end for an even deeper stretch if you would like. This is a really great stretch that can help improve mobility in your hips. Go ahead, add this in before your leg day, any lower body day, help open up your hips, and this can really help improve your squat and form. You guys know I love to do dynamic stretches to help warm up before a workout. I always do these hip openers. They just help get my hips activated. I usually will walk with them, so each step I will rotate a hip in and out. I'm just limited on space. So these are some of my favorites. I like to do the external rotation and internal rotation, just help warm up my hips, bring movement into the exercise, and get myself ready for a good workout. Another dynamic exercise that I use when warming up is leg swings. I like to do them laterally as well as front to back. This is help getting your joints ready. You're activating your hip joint, getting it all warmed up, getting your legs going, getting blood flow to there, and just prepping your body to be able to handle the stress and load that you're about to put on it during a workout. The deep squat to hamstring stretch is also a great one to help optimize deep hip flexion and external rotation. So you're practicing this wide, deep squat, and then you're also hinging up and getting a good hamstring stretch. So it's a great mobility drill for warming up, and it targets key muscles in your lower body and spine. I feel like this is a given stretch. I feel like we've all done it in PE, but this is such a good quad stretch, and I just love it. It's one of my favorites, so I definitely wanted to feature it. If my quads are tight, I love to do this simple stretch, and it really feels good. Some simple wrist and ankle rolls are also awesome. I always do this before my workouts. I'm now going to add in some great stretches that you can add into your routine. Static stretching is best done after your workouts because your body is already warm. A low lunge is a great stretch. It helps relieve tight muscles in your hips and legs. It's a great way to cool down after exercise. Pigeon's pose is one of my all-time favorite stretches. This is fantastic for your hips and lower back. If I'm being honest, you will see me doing this after every single leg day. I seriously love this stretch. It feels so good, and it's about time we start taking care of our bodies after our workouts, okay? Stretching not only helps improve performance, but it also helps reduce muscle soreness. This figure 4 stretch is also an amazing one for your hips, and the classic but painful butterfly is also great for a hip opener. Last but not least, I really wanted to touch on core, because having your core activated and activating it throughout your entire workout is not only going to help you, but also is going to help your performance. Your core exercises train the muscles in your pelvis, your lower back, your hips, your abdomen, and this can help lead to better balance, better stability, whether you're working out at a gym or just doing daily life, daily activities as a mom, as a student, as an athlete. It's a lot more than just working your abs to be pretty. This is about functionality. I know we don't like to think about the future, what 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years looks like, but it's time to start thinking about that, and I feel like this is the way that health needs to be looked at, as preventative care, stretching, having good mobility, focus on, okay, I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing this for my future self. So when you're doing core exercises on your back, you want to keep your back flat against the mat, push in down through your core, and really activate your TVA. And remember to try and keep your core engaged through your whole workout. Okay, you guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.